Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello, PJ.
Happy Wednesday to you.
And happy Wednesday. Man, this week is flying by. We promised you folks out there, today we're going to give you your first look at that Mustang Dark Horse we're giving away in the Dark Horse and Lightning Dream Giveaway. Won't be hard to guess that we're giving away a Dark Horse and a Lightning.
A
It's
Dark
true.
Horse and a Lightning.
And a Lightning, that's correct. Lightning, latest iteration of the F-150 with all the tech. And yes, it is electric. And I've got to tell you guys, I know you're kind of, yeah, it's an electric. It is a really, really cool electric. I've driven it. We'll talk more about that on another day. Today we're going to be talking about the Dark Horse. This one, VIN number 2, means a second retail production unit. VIN number 1 of the Mustang for 2024, sold at Bear Jackson. It was a charity auction, sure. It sold for $480,000 or $490,000.
$490,000 for
$490,000 for VIN number 1, and we'll go ahead and show you. Why not? I'm going to like obscure the first part there, right?
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, PJ from our title department says it's okay. VIN number 2.
There's a lot of zeros and a 2 at the
A lot
end
of
of
zeros and a 2, so second one off the production line. Again, you won't be crossing the line at a big auction. You got to help out charity for your chance to win it. 500 horsepower from the new Dark Horse. And do you know what I realized right when you push that go live button, PJ? That the shirt you're wearing today matches the Dark Horse.
A little bit of colored on me there.
There you go. Mine doesn't, PJ's does. We're going to be showing you this amazing new IP screen on it, and one of my coolest features, one of the coolest features that I like. Let's take a look under that hood.
So not an electric car.
Not an electric car, definitely a V8.
So
there we
our
go.
paired today is the first time I think we've ever done an electric with
That's correct.
engine,
First
right?
time we've done electric with a gas. Guys, tried and true here, but with a whole, maybe a new version of tech going on
Seeing
there as
double
well.
here, Chris.
Double throttle bodies, that's correct. So that's the legendary Ford 5.0 liter engine, powering the Dark Horse to 500 horsepower.
Look at that little call out there.
Yeah. You know what I like about this hood? You know, the GT5, well, 1, it's easy to open. 2, it's easy to open because it doesn't have the hood pins. Those hood pins are really hard to push down on.
That's true.
On the GT500, so super easy to open here. It's got that wonderful engine brace going, you might call it a strut tower brace, going from one strut to the other strut. Nice shout out here to the Mustang. Nice cold air induction opening here in the hood. And then, what are we looking down here? So if we look at these throttle bodies, twin throttle bodies, they got to be going somewhere, right? So we kind of watch through here, and then we kind of watch where they lead.
Backfill the airflows.
There you go. There you go. So you've got dual air inlets. It's a very cool idea and concept. And I don't know if you guys can really see that color shift that's happening on that blue ember paint. It is a signature color on the Dark Horse for 2024.
Kind of looks like a little purplish or
Yeah, but
reddish.
walk in different angles, and it goes from a blue to an iridescent, and pretty darn cool. I think that, so you guys have heard of base coat, clear coat, and then you've heard of tri-coat, right? I think that there's 5 stages of paint on here
It's crazy.
to get that effect. So it's pretty complex, a whole lot more complex than base coat, clear coat. And it looks really, really good on here. So again, you go ahead, PJ.
All right, Roger says, great job with the hood, Chris. And
Thank
like
you
he
so
said,
much.
On the Dark Horse, how about the Lightning? And we're going to get into that later.
We'll
this
get
week.
onto that later this week or maybe even next week. But we're going to, PJ, let's walk on over to the cabin, shall we? To
All
the
right, I'll go.
cockpit, as it's sometimes called.
I'll go this way, Chris.
Okay, you go that way. So this interior is they call it Dynamica, and then it's a type of kind of
cloth.
vinyl.
Well, it's a cloth in the middle.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very
Little
cool.
vinyl on the
Very
outside.
nice. Oh, hold on. I got to do this with the door show because I'd like everybody to see from the beginning here. We're going to start that over. You kind of caught it
Whoa.
midstream.
Wait a minute.
What are we looking at
This
here?
is not an electric car, but
No,
there's
but look at that.
quite the dash.
Yeah, now let me do this again. Hold on. So off and on. Shut that door. Let's hit
I
this.
think it's because my door's open.
Okay,
too.
here we go. Here we go. Can you see that?
Said
Oh, you
dark
missed
horse.
it.
I said dark horse, right?
Yeah, did you see it? And then we're up here to the gauges here and what's happening. So, guys, new generation Mustang, but still has a 5-liter engine. And, PJ, I know it's not white.
Look at the color of that.
Isn't that cool? It's the coolest non-white shifter knob I've ever seen, PJ, and you guys out there. 6-speed, and if you can tell from the height, that is a short throw shifter. You can get really quick through those 6 forward gears.
I like how the cup holders are right there for you.
And the cup holders are right there. Yeah, that's true as well. So come on in, and we're going to be talking about this for a second. You got a nice Mustang here on the airbag center cover. And what do we have a question from here? Ford does great things. My daughter went to Ford's Drive for Life Skills by Ford. It was free to new teenage drivers. Thank you so much. Love the Blue Ember Metallic. Kathy, thank you for that. Do you guys cover shopping for the winter? Where do you want to go shopping? I think, David, I think you mean shipping. No, the price is awarded as is, where is, but we'll cover the federal prize tax for you. Oh, somebody answered that. I love the short throw shifter from Kathy. That's so nice. So
Yeah, look at all what's going on.
look at all
here,
this.
Chris.
So there's 2 levels of screens on the new 2024 Mustangs. On the lower level Mustangs, there's 2 separate screens. The one over on this side, I think, is about a 12.4 inch screen. The one over on this side, I think it's 13.2 inches. But on the premium Mustangs, the GT and the Dark Horse, look at what you got here. You've got this integrated screen, and it's just like when you're sitting at work with your computer.
Oh, wait, this is only on the dark horse.
Only on the premium ones,
screen.
correct. They're separated on, you still have 2 screens on the regular Mustang, like the EcoBoost Mustang, but they are not integrated like you're seeing here, PJ.
Gotcha.
So you've got one of them there. So let's take a look here. Down here, got to show this to you guys. And yes, PJ, I didn't tell you, I'm going to fire it up.
Oh.
Okay, so here,
I thought you were going
see
to turn
that?
the AC on.
That's called a pony. Yeah, only till it gets about 130.
There's a
then I
little
might put
pony
the
there,
air on.
yeah.
Look at the little pony. So this is called, as you may guess, the pony button. So you push the pony button, and look what we got here. And this is so cool. And look what you can do to look what you can do to the car.
Good thing you're not manually moving. the
Yeah,
car
well,
that way.
that's right. Let your passenger deal with this. So let's go ahead and talk about the exhaust first. So the exhaust, there's 4 different modes. So if you live in a neighborhood with a HOA or a COA, PJ, raise your hand.
Yeah, I do.
You can have quiet mode. Now, you have regular exhaust here, and you can see it there, normal exhaust. You can click here for sport exhaust, or you've got track exhaust. So this is what's known as active exhaust. So you can choose your setting,
Chris,
one of 4 loudness settings.
I did hear a click behind me in the exhaust system. I think if you click the first one, don't say anything, just listen.
I
Did
heard
you
it.
hear it?
Yeah, it electronically moves that baffle in the exhaust system is what you're
The
hearing.
first 2 buttons do it.
Here's what you're hearing going on, yeah. I hear it now. Yep, doesn't do it for those 2. So we're going to be showing that to you when we fire it up here in a minute. But I know you guys are excited to see this. And I get it. Listen, we all grew up with analog gauges, a tach, a speedometer, maybe a dummy lights there, maybe you had auxiliary gauges. But this is so cool. So I'm going to click on the cluster theme, and we're going to wait a while to see my favorite one here. So normal, watch what happens over here. There's your normal gauges. So you've got your tach over here. You've got your coolant temp here. You've got your fuel gauge here. This is all digitally rendered. Okay, track use only right there. And I'm not sure why it's saying that, because I am in normal cluster theme. If we click on sport, watch what happens to that entire instrument panel.
Oh, wow.
So now, if you're, where you can enjoy a sporty experience, you've now got a linear tachometer here, and you've got a linear. that. And now I know you guys are saying, why is the check engine light on, Chris? It's only because I haven't started the engine.
Right, and we've got the hood up.
And we got the hood up, so it's telling us that stuff. So now let's move over to track. It changes again. Look at that.
What?
Now, watch what happens. Remember, what's most important when you're in a track environment? Not your land speed, your engine speed. So what's the biggest gauge that you see here? Your tachometer, right? And your speedometer is there low, and it can tell you what gear you're in. Remember, you've got a 6-speed here, so if you need to see real quick and you're not sure what gear you're in, it'll be displayed for you.
What's that red lining at about 7,500?
Yeah, 7,400 or 7,500, right around there. PJ, who's digging this?
Oh, everybody, Chris. Kathy says, pony up, Chris.
But pony up indeed, Kathy. Okay, so let's go over to calm. Right, you're chilling, you're coming home from work, you don't want to get into any sort of stress situation. So you hit calm, and look.
Oh.
You've got your shot there, what's in front of you, got the speed limit, you've got a little tachometer there, and in the center there you've got a digital readout on the speedometer. Now,
Calm.
none of those are my favorite.
So between calm, track, sport, and normal.
None of them. Here's
you like
why.
the match drive mode?
No, because I'm going to show you something I like more. I know I didn't answer your question, but there's one here that's hidden that I got to show you guys.
All right, let's see it.
So raise your hand, guys. Give us a shout out if you're a fan of the Fox Body Mustang, right? Legendary.
Gorgeous.
From what, 78 to 92?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Anyway, watch what happens here.
Whoa,
87
I
to
see that one.
93.
What?
Got it. So now watch what happens here. Let me go back to normal.
Got to scroll down.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I got normal.
There's
And
normal.
there's your gauges. Tach here, speedometer here.
And I'm going to let you click that button and I'll stay on the screen.
Okay,
here.
you say that. Watch what happens when I click the Fox Body gauges. Totally dig it.
Wow.
It is a digital rendering of the gauges that came in the 1987 to the 1993 Fox Body Mustang. And that is so cool. Plus, there are things that era Mustang didn't have that you'll see on here, like you still have down here, all the other things, the exhaust setting, so on and so forth. But your primary gauges, your tach and your speedometer, are retro 87 to 93. So what does that mean? And that's a great question, because like the new Tesla, the new Ford has what's called OTA updates. PJ, you know what that is.
I don't know.
Over the air.
Over the air.
Over the air updates. That means that, let's say that guys like you want to have a digital version of a 67, 68 Mustang gauge cluster here. If enough guys want it and tell Ford, they can send that software to the Mustang, and then after Fox Body here, you'll have a new one that says Classic Mustang 67 and 1968, or maybe the aftermarket will have apps that will do 69 and 70 Boss 302 gauges, and these will be little software pieces that you can download into your new Mustang, so that you can pick any era Mustang you want for your gauges, and there they are. So I get it. Some of you have said, oh, I don't like that big IP there and what it's doing. But think of the options that you have when suddenly you can have the gauges from your favorite Mustang of all time. Any of the 6th generations and the 7th generation now, right there in front of you, because Ford went to this style instrument panel.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is impressive. It is so impressive. Parking brake right there.
And what are we going to hear? Is it impressive when I'm on the back side of listening to the audio?
Well, that's great. So why don't you go back there and let's do that.
All right.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to show how we get back here. So I need to get back here to my Mustang. I like doing this. This is kind of like shutting doors. And so here, we're going to start at the normal one, all right? And then I'm going to go first to quiet, and then I'm going to go to sport, and then I'm going to go to track. And we're going to go through all 4 of them, but I'm going to start at normal and then skip to there and then those 2.
All right.
Cool? Let's do it, PJ.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Okay, so that's normal. That's quiet. Hear the difference? Now, let's get all the way to sport. Wow, you hear that? Sport. But that's not all. It gets even louder than that, guys. Okay, to track. Back to normal.
I have to say, that was pretty neat.
That was pretty neat, PJ. Now I got to get back here so that our screen comes back on because I turned it off. And I can click on that pony button again there. Let me close that. Back to the pony button. And there's those exhaust modes again that you can see. And again, all sorts of stuff for people who didn't grow up with clutches. Push clutch in to start engine, right? You guys already know stuff like that.
So Roger says quite a bit evolved over the first generation.
Wow. You think? And we've got that 66 Mustang over there. But you know what? It still feels like a Mustang. It's still got that Mustang-ness to it. Right?
Winston says the red mark at the 55 miles per hour is a nice touch. It's pretty funny.
You see it there? Right, because remember back in those days, there was still a federal 55 mile per hour speed limit that was still in effect in many places, if not the whole country. I don't remember. But
Jerry says Ford hit it out of the park with this thing.
They really did. And I'll tell you, there's Dodge people here in the garage, there's GM people, there's Ford people, and all of us agree that this new Mustang is the most amazing one in recent memory. It is really, really, really
But
that
this is only
good.
one half of a giveaway.
It's
car.
only half of the grand prize, PJ. And we're not going to show it today because we're kind of running long on the video. But, oh, by the way, that's the Dark Horse. So that's the emblem for the Dark
I
Horse.
saw it in the back, too.
And the graphics here, that's from the factory. That's not from the Dream Giveaway Garage. That's the factory graphics package for the Dark Horse. It's a heck of a car. And I'll tell you what, do you guys know how much these new Mustangs go for? The new top-of-the-line 500 horsepower Dark Horses? And I'm not talking the auction value of a low VIN like VIN number 2. I'm talking at a dealer.
So if I just wanted to walk up into my
Walk up to a
local
dealer,
Ford
they
dealer.
have one on the ground. $70,000 to $75,000 to now go get a Dark Horse Mustang. Wow.
There's a lot of tech in there.
Wow. A lot of tech, a lot of engineering, a lot of safety, but a ton of performance. And I'm going to get back to what matters to you guys. It's got a 5-liter V8 Ford engine. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission. There you go. I promise, if you give the other stuff in there, that tech, a chance, you'll learn to love it. It's the truth. I'll tell you guys. PJ, any comments from anybody before we wrap?
We're good.
Okay, that's half of the grand prize. The other half is the Lightning. Got so many things to show you in the Dream Giveaway Garage. We've got the BMWs to show you. Nova is ending. Stay tuned. Day after day, we're going to keep getting great content to you guys. Thanks for being the best part of Dream Giveaway, watching us every day, helping out those 9 great charities. And we will see you tomorrow with more great fun and more great action, more great grand prizes. And special thanks to Ford Motor Company for getting Dream Giveaway, VIN number 2 of the Dark Horse. Numero dos.
Incredible.
You guys at Ford rock. Thank you so much. And the charities, thank you as well. We'll see you tomorrow in our favorite place on earth, the Dream